Agustin Pena was born on June 11, 1985 in Aspen, Colorado to Lydia and Jose Pena. Although his father was present for the first couple of years in his life, he would later abandon Agustin and his mother. Lydia now had the challenging task of raising her son single-handedly as a result of this significant turn of events. And it would be this, amongst many other events throughout Agustin's life, that would come together and build the individual you see today.
One of the earliest memories that I have of growing up in this area was when I was in elementary school, about 2nd or 3rd grade. I was walking home right along the street right here, and I was approached by a group of individuals who were walking behind me. They kept kicking my stuff and, knocking my school supplies down. And at one point, I turned around, and that's when I felt impact on my head. I felt something hit my head, and what it turned out to be was a glass bottle. After which I was scared. I ran into one of these storefronts, and I was just in the store, one of the aisles, and I was crying. And that's when a lady had approached me, and she was kind enough to walk me home. Only about 8 or 9 years old when this happened, and I didn't know these individuals, but I was really just really surprised at what took place that day. From 1999 to 2003, I attended Mission Bay High School. It was at this place where I experienced a lot of things, because I had the mindset of, I wasn't going to do anything when I grew up, so what was the point now? Of me placing school on the bottom of my list, giving it the least amount of priority, obviously my grades started to decline. And it wasn't until my senior year of high school where I was approached by a counselor by the name of Patricia Khalifa. And she was actually the first individual that I can honestly say made me think about school, helped me think about what I want to do with the rest of my life. Even though I didn't really care, she was really patient with me in demonstrating that I needed to graduate. And at that point, I wasn't going to graduate if I was going to continue the same behaviors that I was engaging in at the time. And I can honestly say I probably worked the hardest during that full year than I had 9th, 10th, and 11th grade combined. Shortly after barely making it out of high school, a few friends of mine were discussing, what we're going to do. Are we going to go to school? Are we going to get a job? I mean, at the time I was working at a fast food restaurant here in San Diego. What happened was I tried to enroll at this school, which I successfully did, about halfway into the actual semester. So I show up to class, I have no idea what the instructor is instructing, I don't know what he's teaching, and I'm just kind of thrown into this situation. So it was at this point that I just, I decided to withdraw and decided that this was not the school for me. This was probably one of the most significant times of my life, because this is where I met another individual who has impacted me the most, and has a lot to do with the person that I am today, a man by the name of Kevin LaChapelle.
In the latter part of 2003, I received a call from someone telling me that a friend of theirs named Agustin had been sucked into a trade school here in the San Diego area. He was basically told that if he would enroll in this trade school, that it was a regular college and he'd be able to launch himself on his career. What he didn't know is that he was really just recruited, and it was more of a money game than anything. We ended up working with Agustin, and we also worked with Channel 10 News to expose what the situation was, because he had actually dropped from the program, but they continued showing him on the attendance sheets to where he continued being billed for this schooling.
After finally withdrawing from this vocational school, once again I was lost. I had no direction. I did not know what I wanted to do or where I wanted to go in life. As a result of some individuals asking me different questions and asking me to just basically think about my future and consider it, I enrolled at San Diego City College. I successfully got my associate's degree. Well, I did 2 years at San Diego State University, and I graduated with my bachelor's degree in psychology. Never thought I would end up in a situation like this where I would actually be granted a degree by a 4-year university.
I remember in my interactions with Agustin during his incident with the vocational school that there was something about him where you could see that he really wanted to do well in his life, and he was very articulate in just the way he was well spoken, and that he seemed very defined in knowing that he wants to make a difference in this world. There were times when Jose, Orozco, and Agustin would talk, and I remember them really just talking about their futures, and Jose encouraging Agustin, who at times said he was considering becoming a paralegal, and Jose would encourage him to just, why not just attend law school? At times Agustin would share with me some papers that he would be turning in for school, and over the years I remember just reflecting on how incredible his papers were progressing and how his excellence in writing style was very articulate, and he was able to really clearly communicate very complex ideas through his writing. Unbeknownst to Agustin, he would soon endure the most painful event of his entire life. This event would serve as a catalyst for him and ignite his passion for his community and amplify his drive to be an agent for change.
Witnesses and suspects in the fatal shooting of a 14-year-old boy.
A few minutes after midnight, shots echoing through City Heights. A boy is dead. Today, candles are lit. Prayers said over the picture of Javier Quiro. Flor Ramirez is his neighbor, his friend.
I don't know, I don't know what happened. He was just here, and all of a sudden, he got shot.
No. He's dead. He's not here no more.
Javier got a phone call and left late last night. A short time later, the family heard gunfire.
Well, when we heard the gunshots, we were here, and then we saw the kids running, and then I just knew that I had to go because I feel something was going on, and I ran, and that's when I discovered that they did that to my son.
Well, I know for a fact he wasn't involved in the gang. I don't know if the suspects were involved in the gang, and it may be a gang incident, but I'm not sure. And maybe he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I really don't know.
Javier Quiroz died just 2 blocks from
August 27th, 2007, one of the most significant times of my life. My family and I experienced a tragic event. That was the night that my brother was shot and killed right here in this area, City Heights. 52nd and Audley is a street where he took his last breath, where he was chased down by a group of individuals and killed on this very intersection. He came to meet some friends around this area. Now, shortly after he showed up, there was neighbors around the area who heard gunshots and immediately started looking out their windows and started observing this young man wearing a white shirt and blue jeans being chased around this neighborhood. He came running across this way. He ran south of me, which is over to this street. He ran across the street trying to jump this fence behind me, which he was unsuccessful. He ran over here, and then he was basically trying to outrun his assailants at that time. So after running over here, he ran north towards the bushes, and numerous witnesses say that he ran underneath bushes and tried to basically hide so that they would not find him. So it was underneath this light pole right here which he was found by his friends and my family. He was found lying right here underneath the lights, gasping for air, taking his last breaths, and it was here where everybody gathered around him. And he was trying to say something, he was trying to speak, but he couldn't. He was actually had blood in his mouth, so he couldn't say anything. So it was right here where he took his last breath, where you see his memorial that pretty much the neighborhood came together and set up for him. One of the reasons why this was so impactful to me was because I was trying to imagine what he must have gone through that night. The fact that he was heard begging for his life, and he was telling his assailants, please don't kill me, please don't kill me, please don't kill me. It's astonishing to me because he was left powerless He could not do anything to defend himself, and he was outnumbered. And basically, he knew that was the end of his life. That was going to be it. He was not going to live to see another day. As unfortunate as this event was for us, and difficult to comprehend, it was, however, a huge motivation as far as me being more involved with my community. I was involved in my community before all this had happened. However, when this happened, something woke up inside of me and helped me realize that this could happen to any family, and somebody should take a stand and try to influence, impact, and improve their communities.
I received a call that night from Agustin telling me that Javier had been shot, and then another phone call saying that he had lost his life. It was devastating because we had just been talking with Javier just weeks before. But I think the most profound thing for me was seeing Agustin walk his life and how he carried himself through the most trying time that he had ever experienced. And one of the things that really was remarkable about Agustin was his leadership, his leading his family through these seriously rough times, and his ability to take his eyes off of himself and off of allowing himself to mourn, so that he could be there to take on all the responsibilities so his family could actually find time to mourn. And the other thing that really struck me was, instead of Agustin isolating himself, it really caused him to pour his heart out to his community more than ever. And the very young people that would remind him every day about his little brother were the very young people that many people would shy away from because of the memories, but yet he embraced them and tried to lead them, in a sense, as a legacy for Javier. And it's just been remarkable to me just to see how Agustin carried himself and how he has led himself. And I've always just often thought that Javier has got to be so proud looking down and knowing the brother that he has in Agustin. I remember Agustin sharing that he would like to attend law school. And I look at this law school, and Cal Western School of Law really means a lot to me, because another individual with PowerMentor, Jose Orozco, attended Cal Western. And I remember him sharing with Agustin how hard and how difficult law school is.
I mean, it finally hit me to know that I'm actually going to be entering California Western School of Law, something that I still cannot believe to this day. And after just growing up with the fact that you don't see that you're going to accomplish many things in life, and to end up actually beating the odds, to end up actually not becoming another number, another statistic, is something that just baffles me. I mean, it's something that I wish a lot more people would do. And to be honest though, I'm definitely glad that I did it, that I made the necessary changes.
I'm often asked of what went through my mind when I heard that Agustin wanted to attend law school here. And I think what went through my mind, I wasn't nervous for him in any way because of his skill, because of his dedication and his discipline to his studies. That I saw him apply at City College and at San Diego State University. So for me, it was just awe knowing that now Agustin's going to position himself to really be able to be an advocate for others. And for him to have that law degree, to be able to have a Juris Doctorate, will just really give him that solid position to be an advocate in his community. Despite the many obstacles that Agustin has encountered throughout his life, he has managed to maintain a solid path and empowered those around him who are in need of direction. He has come a long way and will travel much more in his journey of life.